Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to The Rest Stop here on Arirang Radio for the final day of our live broadcast. And I know it's going to be a little bit of a sad thing for some of you guys out there. And just because I'm smiling on the outside doesn't mean I'm not a little bit sad on the inside. But at the same time, I deal with emotions in the sense that I'm always happy that experiences happened and I move on to what's next, right? Kind of a situation. So I have a very fast recovery time. It doesn't mean I'm not going to miss you guys. I definitely will, right? I just want our last program to be a fun one. I want it to be encouraging. I want to leave in a blaze of glory, which is also kind of why I dressed up again for today. It's been a while since I put on nicer clothes, but the weather has been hot. But now that it's cooled down a bit, I can, take out the shiny jackets. I was going to wear the top hat today because Stacy made a comment. I was like, should I? Nah, it's not top hat weather. But today on our show, it is our last show. And so we are still going to be going over our book club day, kind of. There is a chapter in the Chicken Soup for the Soul about the rules for being human. So there's some good advice in that book. And so I want to ask the question for you guys, because basically it's this. I want to end our show with some encouragement. So what are some of the rules or mantras that you tell yourself to follow so that you can live a good life? Okay, so what are those rules or mantras that you tell yourself so that you can live a good life? Things that you just kind of live by, the positive ones. So let us hear your answer to that. A bunch of those came on into our IG account, and so we are going to be reading through those and, of course, your chat messages as well. But today's playlist, it's not my ultimate playlist, but it's pretty darn close. I am trying to pick my favorite songs to play for you guys to wrap up our program, I guess our series finale, basically. So we still have, of course, our weekend shows. But right now, let's start off our show today with 자엉덩이, because you guys know I like dancing, and this is a fun song. It is by 1-2, and when I first heard it when I came to Korea, 2003-ish, man, it was a banger, still is.
1, 2, 1, 2. Come on, come on, come on. 손머리 위로 좌우로 흔들. 그리고 또 옆으로 앞뒤로 왔다 갔다. 손머리 위로 좌우로 흔들. 그리고 또 옆으로 앞뒤로 왔다 갔다. 앞로가 끝부터 제주까지. 애국가 가사처럼 통해물과 백두산이 마르고 닿을 때까지 함께 신나는 뮤직에 맞춰 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
right, so that was Now Hips, 정동이 by 1-2 to start off our show for today. And yes, I am wearing the sparkliest of outfits. Is it the sparkliest thing I own? Maybe? Is there anything sparklier than a jacket literally made out of glitter? But am I the one leaving a trail of glitter everywhere I go? Sherry is asking me. I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. But today on the show, it is our last day of our live shows. Of course, still have our weekend programs that are going to be going on. So it's kind of a little bit anticlimactic in that way. It's kind of be like the aftershock for the weekend, and then Monday, of course, new season begins. But for today on our show, I consider today to be like the official goodbye for everyone out there. So please tune in and respond to our questions, or if you just want to send messages, I'll try to read them. I don't know if you have all the time for it all, but we are going to be going through quickly after our next song some of the rules for being human that was in chapter 11 of Chicken Soup for the Soul, the original version. So we are going to be talking about those and answering our question, which is, tell us about those rules or mantras that you tell yourself that you should follow so that you can have a good life. Let us know your answer to that. And to my right, 오늘 마지막으로 이 멘트 할 수 있네. 우리 공주님! 상은!
안녕하세요.
상은! How are you feeling?
많이 서운하고 섭섭하고 그렇죠.
Yeah, just kind of. Yeah, she's feeling it, right? But of course, we are gonna at the end get your tips on life and like 꿀팁, right? And also, of course, 마지막 소감도 하나 준비해 주세요. We want to hear your final thoughts as our program comes to an end, and I'm sure everyone else out there also wants to hear it too. So we'll get to that later on. 오늘 울지 마요. This is the rest stop, not the cry stop. So 울지 마세요. No, 울고 싶으면 울고 안 하면 it's up to you. But 상은, we'll get to your answer a little bit later on. 이따 한번 들어보고요. Everyone else out there, get your answers on in. Tell us the rules that you follow for living a good life. And while you're thinking about that, let's go into our next song. Another upbeat one. We are going to slow it down a little bit as we progress and then speed it back up at the end. But this is Psy. No, we're not playing Gangnam Style. I thought about it, but no. Let's go out like a champion. So here it is, Champion by Psy.
진정 즐길 줄 아는 여러분이 이 나라의 챔피언입니다. 하! 모두의 축제, 서로 평가를 의지 않는 것이 숙제. 소리 못 지르는 사람 오늘 술래. 다 같이 빙글빙글 강강 술래. 함성이 터져 메아리 퍼져 파도 타고 모두에게 퍼져 커져 아름다운 젊음이 갈라져 있던 땅덩어리 둥글게 돌고 도는 물레 방아 인생 사나인데 가슴 펴고 화끈하게 손뼉을 치면서 노래를 하면서 이것 보소 남녀노소 좌우로 흔들어 소리 지르는 네가 음악에 미치는 네가 인생 즐기는 네가 소리 지르는 네가 음악에 미치는 네가 인생 즐기는 네가 챔피언. 천경과 학생 서로 대립했었지만 나인 같아 고로 열광하고 싶은 마음 같아 오늘부로 힘을 모아 합세 하나로 합체 모두 힘을 길러 젊음을 질러 자유로운 외침이 저기 높은 하늘 찔러 소리 질러 우리는 최도권 킬러 둥글게 돌고 도는 물레 방아 인생 사람인데 똑같이 모두 어깨 너무 손뼉을 치면서 노래를 하면서 파벌 없이 성별 없이 앞뒤로 흔들어 소리 지르는 네가 음악에 미치는 네가 인생 즐기는 네가 소리 지르는 네가 음악에 미치는 네가 인생 즐기는 네가 챔피언. Bounce with me, yeah. Check it out, there's another one. 질러 볼까 더 크게 뛰어 올라 더 높게 내일 걱정은 내일 모레 오하가 인생 한방인데 바람 따라 구름 따라 손뼉을 치면서 노래를 하면서
All right, so I want to make sure we have enough time for reading your answers, and of course at the end for Sang and I to say our farewells. And so, very quickly, in The Chicken Soup for the Soul, chapter 11, there was, of course, a chapter. The story is called "The Rules for Being Human," and so these are some of the important lessons the book said. I'm just going to go through them quickly, and let us know if any of these sound familiar to you. So, one of them. Respect and take care of your body because it's the only one you will have throughout your lifetime, regardless of whether you like it or not. So, yeah, the important thing is there, take care of yourself, take care of your body, take care of your health. Another one, every experience in life offers a valuable lesson. Approach each situation as an opportunity to learn and grow. Okay, so don't just be an observer, participate in the things around you. Don't just let things happen to you. Be active in those things. Another one, failure is a natural part of progress. Okay? Embrace your defeats and use them as stepping stones for personal growth. Yep. Anyone who's exercised knows that if you want to grow your muscles, you got to tear them apart before they can rebuild into something stronger. So failure is a natural part of life. Next, learn from your mistakes and avoid repeating them. That's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So you should learn from your mistakes to not repeat them. So strive to improve and make better choices in life. Even in difficult circumstances, there is always an opportunity to find something positive to feel good about. You know how they say every cloud has a silver lining? That's kind of the idea. Don't focus so much on the negatives that you ignore that sliver of positivity, because you can grow that sliver, that little tiny little silver lining, into something larger as well too. So focus on the positives. Next, we have life is a journey of learning, and the process of acquiring knowledge and wisdom never ceases. So always be learning. Our next one, love and hate are reciprocal emotions. You can only truly love or hate someone if they reciprocate those feelings towards you. We could do an entire 2-hour show on that, but the idea is that just because you love someone doesn't mean you can make them love you. And just because someone hates you doesn't mean you have to hate them back, right? So it's kind of one of those things, like both of them have to work together in unison. It cannot exist in a vacuum, I believe. So there has to be two people active in both love and hate. Next, you possess the necessary resources to achieve your goals and dreams. So identify them and utilize them wisely as you move forward. Sometimes you think, I don't have the necessary tools to do the things that you want to do. Well, if you don't have the tools now, you can learn those tools. And the ability to learn those tools is still a useful thing that you have. So just because you don't have the ability to do something now doesn't mean you never will. Don't give up before you even try. So make sure that you use the skills that were given you appropriately. Next, the answers to life's questions reside within yourself. Trust in your abilities and intuition to find those answers. A lot of times, you can get through most situations in life by listening to your gut. All right, so please do so. Next, time has a way of fading memories, and whatever challenges or events occur in your life, they will eventually fade away with time. So time heals all wounds might be a different way to put that one. And lastly, these rules remind us to value not only your physical body, but also to embrace your lifelong learning, to inspire your brain, to learn from your mistakes, seek positivity, and trust in your own abilities. And those were the rules from The Chicken Soup for the Soul for being human. Okay. I want to know what your rules are. They're going to be similar, I think, and also there'll be some new ones as well, too. But let us know, what are those rules or mantras that you tell yourself to follow so that you can live a good life? And we'll get to those answers after our next song. So this next tune that we have for you is one that I always enjoyed listening to. It is one of my favorite songs in Korea because I always like things that have just vocals and a guitar, right? So just something you can play simply. And this is still one of those kinds of songs, although there is more instrumentation involved. But it is 너에게 난, 나에게 넌. Me to you, you to me by 자전거 탄 풍경.
나에게 난
눈물처럼 한편의 아름다운 추억이 되고 소중했던 우리 부르던 나를 기억하며 후회 없이 그림처럼 남아주기를
나에게는 내 외롭던 지난 시간을 환하게 비춰주던 햇살이 되고 조그맣던 너의 하얀 손 위에 빛나는 보석처럼 영원의 약속이 되어
너에게 난 해질 연노을처럼 한편의 아름다운 추억이 되고 소중했던 우리 부르던 나를 기억하며 후회 없이 그림처럼 남아주기를
나에게는 초록의 슬픈 노래로 내 작은 가슴 속에 이렇게 남아 반짝이던 너의 예쁜 눈망울에 수많은 별이 되어 영원토록 빛나고 싶어
너에게 난 해질 연노을처럼 한편의 아름다운 추억이 되고 소중했던 우리 부르던 나를 기억하며 후회 없이 그림처럼 남아주기를 너에게 난 해질 연노을처럼 한편의 아름다운 추억이 되고 소중했던 우리 부르던 나를 기억하며 후회 없이 그림처럼 남아주기를
Okay, so let's start looking at your rules or mantras to follow so that you can live a good life. There were a couple of messages that came on IG that weren't exactly answers, but they were just like messages for us. So Dragon was like, Denny and Sangin, thanks for the greatest show that Arirang has to offer. I don't know about the greatest show. Maybe the greatest showman. I'm kidding. But stay safe. Some words of encouragement. Stay safe, vigilant, and always look around your surroundings. Anything can happen at any time, but also to enjoy life to the fullest and to have fun. Yeah. Don't be so focused on the things that are right in front of you that you do not have situational awareness. I mean, notice your surroundings, right? I'm not saying be hyper vigilant, but like be aware. Don't just have tunnel vision that you miss the forest for the trees. Yes, that's the expression. Okay. Gwen, also on our IG, was like, oh, you're sorry you couldn't tune in for the final show, but you'll miss all the memories we could make together. But the thing is, she tuned in, right? So I saw Gwen on our chat. So I'm glad you were able to tune in for our last live show today, Gwen. Thank you. Okay, so some more answers here. Sherry. Sweet Cher. She wrote on our chat talking about her rules. So 1, be kind to others, even if you don't feel like it. Yeah, because there are times you just don't want to be nice, but be kind anyway. Try something new, because you never know if you might like it. Yeah, so don't just avoid new things, experience them. You might learn to hate them later, right? But just because you haven't tried it doesn't mean you don't like it. Although for me, I don't think I'll ever really like raw fish. I tried it multiple times, and not a fish person. But also, Sherry says, embrace change because even a year has 4 seasons. True. Also, God's got you because he loves you and will work it out into your good. Normally, I don't really read religious messages. However, I think that's part of the message he wants to send. And it's okay to be a little weird and go against the grain. Keep loving people and never lose hope, is what Sherry said. Nice. Stacy also had a message on her IG saying that there are no words to say. Oh, this is for us. You are proud to be a member of the Resties family. From the song request day, the Never Have I Ever days, the books and the movies, you just want to say thank you to both me and to Sangin. So Sangin especially, this is for you, Sangin. Thanks for being the sidekick and for being with me on the show. 항상 옆에 있는 거는 내가 고맙지. I'm always thankful. And what else you say? Thanks for the amazing outfits, because she was like, to be honest, 10% of why I wore this was Stacy. I knew she was expecting it, so I didn't want to let her down with that as well too. Putting on the Riz. And yeah. So actually, very quickly, Sangin, do you have like one? I don't want to just give you one time. So 혹시 딱 생각나는 거 있어요? Like, is there some kind of rule that you follow? 자기가 따라하는 거?
저는 정해진 시간을 맞춰서 살려고 노력은 해요. 그러니까 매일 비슷한 시간대에 자고 매일 비슷한 시간에 일어나고.
Okay.
그런.
Okay. Have a routine is the idea. Like, don't just go with the flow every single day. Wake up the same time, go to sleep the same time, plan a schedule, right? So that you can have a life has some kind of organization to it.
근데 이제 못하죠. 지키지 못해요.
Even if you can't stick to it, right? That's the issue, right? 지키지 못해도
그렇죠.
like 없는 것보다는 없고 안 지키는 거랑 right?
노력은 하지만 지키지 못하고.
Exactly. So it's different from having a schedule and not keeping it to not having any schedule and still not keeping it, because at least you're trying. At least there's an effort there. And yeah, little baby steps. And maybe you'll get parts of those routines down. So like, good advice. We'll get more later. Okay, so other ones real quickly. What else do we have here? Benny, I think, just had a message saying that you can always follow one thing, and that is respect and peace and order. Sometimes this isn't always something that is available. And I know that, okay, so elephant in the room, there are some listeners in our chat who don't get along with other listeners in our chat for various reasons or another. And remember one of those rules that I was reading earlier from the book, basically that whether you love someone or hate someone, they're reciprocal. So just because somebody doesn't like you in the chat doesn't mean you got to return that and dump on them and be mean to them. Okay, so I want you guys to move in peace, right? Even though it's difficult, even though and this is also what Sherry said, even though it's hard to be kind sometimes, if someone upsets you, okay, that's not on you. That's on them. You don't have to go down to that level. So if that's a piece of advice I can give you, sure. Okay, I want to get to our next song, and I'll come back to some more messages. But remember when we had Travis on our show? Some of you guys do. When we had the 2-hour program, Travis is a good friend of mine, former DJ here as well, too. And even though he doesn't like to talk about it, back in the day, he was an idol. And this is one of his songs, even though we never really mentioned this. Some of you guys did know. So if you remember his voice, you're going to pick it out on this song. So we have Too Shy with Love Letter. This is probably his most well-known song back in his idol days. But again, he's moved on from that. But still, I want to play because he's my buddy. So Love Letter by Too Shy.
혼자가 아닌 거야 내가 있잖아 힘들었던 건 모두 만나지 못했는지
가던 하루가 이제 너무
너와 있으면 누구도 부럽지 않으니까 너를 너무 많이 사랑하니까 네가 있어 온 세상이 아름다우니까 약속해줘 사랑하는 사람을 위해 한두 번 실수는 이해하기로 해
My dearest love, there's something on my mind that I've been meaning to tell you. Yeah. It's my heart in a nutshell. I love you. Promise, girl, no lies. Let's get into it.
이루지 못했었던 지나간 사랑 때문에 이제 슬퍼할 필요 없어요. 내가 있으니까 생각하지 않아도 돼.
헤어지기 싫어서 조금씩 더 천천히 걷고 있어 그 어떤 일보다 이 시간이 나에겐 제일 소중하니까 이만큼 너를 너무 많이 사랑하니까 너 때문에 이 세상을 난 사랑하니까 약속해줘 어떤 시련이 오더라도 우리의 사랑을 지켜가기로 해 이렇게 너를 너무 많이 사랑하니까 baby baby 들어도 이 세상이 아름다우니까 약속해줘 내가 없이나 어디에 있어도 멀리한 내 마음 기억하기로 해 이렇게 영원히 함께 가기로
That song. So, Love Letter by Too Shy. That was our last song. And yeah, like I said, Travis, he was a guest on our show back in the day, and a friend of mine from also back in the day. And Sherry was like, wait, the nerdy kid with the collie dogs? Yeah. Everyone's got a past, you know, and his happens to be as an idol. But yeah, he's doing good. I'm actually going to see him, I think, next Friday. What else do we have here? So some of the answers that we have to our question for the rules in life that you yourself follow to live a good life. Tasmin Tassin says, you tell yourself, no one can tell me what I am because I know who I am. Right? To thine own self be true above all things. Knowing yourself, right, is one of those things as well too. So like, yeah, I mean, you can have people suggest ideas to you, but don't let anyone take away the agency that you have in your own life. You are the 주인공. You are the main character in your life story. Don't let anyone make you a secondary character or a supporting role. You become the main character in your life. It's a good answer. And you are valuable, so don't waste your energy on valueless people who does nothing but harm others. Yeah, so you have a certain amount of energy, and you don't need to waste it on other people. I can't say it on radio, but I'm all out of to give, right? So like sometimes it's like I don't care anymore. Sometimes to some people, right? But doesn't mean you got to be mean. Just means just not acknowledge. Okay, what else do we have here? Since the Rest Stop's last broadcast, Tasmin Tassin says, all you want to do is say thank you very much for the great memories and to all the staff members of this show, which is just basically me and Sangan, right? And you hope that the remainder of this year will be great, and you'll have many great windfalls in 2025. Thank you very much. Next, Michael. I don't have any mantras of my own, he says. Tell yourself, if left alone to your own devices, you think you might fall apart. You need the help of others to navigate life. All right, and if I want to put that into another idiom, no man is an island, right? So unto themselves, they're all part of the main. So you guess the advice you give yourself the most is to not overthink things. Work on self-compassion. Try to enjoy and live in the moment. Time flies so fast. Like the end of the rest stop, these 3 years went by in the blink of an eye. Try not to take for granted those things in life you enjoy by losing ourselves in the stressful or the mundane of daily life. Thanks, Michael, for that message. Always appreciate you. And remember, if I can leave you, Michael, with one thing, is that Dawkins sucks. Like, terribly. Okay, so remember that in life, too. Next, Marilyn says that your parents and even you, as you became a parent, you have taught and tried to live by the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Learn this from church, and it's a good rule. And when you are aware of someone struggling, you will find a way to help them. Whether it is monetary or physical, you will find a way. These acts are possible, and you can also do them anonymously. You don't need to take credit for the good things that you do in life. For example, a neighbor and friend whose spouses lost their good jobs and struggle financially, you would deliver fruits or vegetables or rice or flour and stuff like that to groceries, and leave a nice note unsigned for a few weeks. Also, sometimes you leave like a grocery voucher because you don't know what they need, and maybe they can just buy stuff that they personally have need for of that day. And you have also been the recipient of the similar gestures from unforeseen changes happening in your life and people doing those anonymously as well. Another message she said was seek, S-E-E-K. It sounds strange, but you taught your children to seek to find someone to help daily. Don't just wait for someone to cross your path. Go out and find somebody to help every single day. That way, when you are struggling yourself, it moves from self-pity to realizing that you yourself actually have it better than others because you made a habit of helping other people. And so you realize that things could be better or worse. Things do happen in a cycle. And also she says thanks for all the joy we brought to you guys and to see us around. Yep. And Marilyn also sent me a link. It was her and Siska, I believe. They recorded their own version of Don't Worry, Be Happy by Bobby McFerrin. I was like, not Bobby, the other guy. I listened to a piece of it. I like it. It's cute. I wish I could play it, but licensing issues. But I appreciate that. I'll give it to Sangin as well too, so she can hear it in her own time. But let's get to our next song and this tune. If I have a favorite ballad in K-pop, it's this one. Okay. It has everything that I look for in a ballad, right? The vocals, the husky, all that stuff. This is 너를 위해 For You by Im Jae-bum.
복잡한 인연에 서로 엉켜 있는 사람인가 봐. 나는 매일 내게 갚지도 못할 만큼 많은 빚을 지고 있어. 연인처럼 때론 남남처럼 계속 살아가도 괜찮은 걸까. 그렇게도 많은 잘못과 잦은 이별에도 항상 거기 있는 너. 날 세상에서 제대로 살게 해준 유일한 사람이 너란 걸 알아. 나 후회 없이 살 잡아야 할 테지만 내 거친 생각과 불안한 눈빛과 그걸 지켜보는 너 그건 아마도 전쟁 같은 사랑 난 위험하니까 사랑하니까 너에게서 떠나줄 거야 너를 위해 떠날 거야.
Music that you wanna dance to. Arirang Radio.
Geek Diggy, when did Michael Bolton learn Korean? I feel you on that though, because man, there's that husky voice, that gravelly, whiskey like voice when you're singing a ballad. I don't know, there's something about that tone that always hits differently to my ears, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the clear tones as well too. I mean, like Freddie Mercury when he sings Love of My Life. I'm like, man, that is beautiful. Just like, it's so clear. But there's something about the huskiness which kind of emotes differently, obviously. And like, I've always been a fan of Im Jae-bum, and that again is my favorite song of his, and also kind of my favorite Korean ballad of all time. So I'm glad I got to play that for you today on our show. Okay, so some other answers talking about the rules of life. Nayan had a few that she wrote on in. So number 1, live your life without regrets. Decisions can be scary, but do the things that give you the least amount of regrets. No regrets. That tattoo. Look it up, it's hilarious. But I think maybe also deliberate. Number 2, failure is not the end of the world, at least you tried, which is similar to what we had earlier. Number 3, be grateful for the little things. Number 4, difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. Very Robert Frost there, the road less traveled idea. And you're sad you couldn't travel both. Number 5, do more of what makes you happy. As a general rule, yes, as long as what makes you happy doesn't hurt others, I'm all for that. Okay, so also Nayan says, thank you, Denny and Sungin, for a wonderful, wonderful show and many great memories. You're gonna miss our sense of humor, the jokes, the situations when we ask what does Sungin think, the request rewinds, the wacky questions, the Never Have I Ever game, the random weekend topics, and the many books that we have covered. And you'll hope that you'll keep the IG as well. Well, I'm not gonna shut down the Rest Stop IG account. There just probably won't be any updates on there. I will update a little bit more for like our final show stuff to have it completely done with updates, but I'm not going to take down the page. So you can always go back and look at the videos that we have posted in the past for those and kind of relive it in memory as well. So you also wish me and Sangin a bright road ahead with new adventures and happiness. Please keep in touch and hit us up whenever we're visiting your country and you'll take us out to eat. I might just do that. Next, Raul says, life is a journey. Sometimes there are good things, sometimes not so good things. But as human beings, we need to walk and travel this life. Just do your best with all your heart and never regret anything. Okay, another answer. Malaika, quoting the book of Jeremiah, saying, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Wherever you find in sacred texts life lessons, I think it's a good thing as well too. Next, CT says, let your next moment be better than the current moment. And he has that in quotation marks. Is that from someone? Because I should look that up, because that seems to be a small part of a larger quote that I do want to look at more closely later on. Steve, you always heed the advice of your elders is your life lesson, as they are the most experienced veterans in life. So heed the advice of your elders. Also, preparation for anything you do and no last minute stuff. Always be prepared. When I hear be prepared, two things pop to my mind. Number one is the Boy Scouts, because the Boy Scout motto is to be prepared, the three fingers to be prepared. Also, Scar, Jeremy Irons talk singing Be Prepared. Great song. We also had Leon saying, don't bother being the first place in everything you do. Being second is already good, and you always have something to strive for. If you are the first, you can only remain in position or go down. Yeah, it's King of the Mountain. Everyone's trying to be king, but no one wants to do the work to get there. But yeah, even if you come in second or third or whatever, you finish. Like, imagine running a marathon. I know I would probably come in last place in a marathon because I hate running. But there are so many people that don't even finish a marathon. So it doesn't matter if you're first or second or whatever, just as long as you are better than you were before. So that kind of goes back to what I think I read with CT. Let your next moment be better than your current moments. So as long as you are competing against yourself and you are better tomorrow than you were today, that's fine. Let's move to our next song, and this is the Cool Mix version, Mario with Crown J. It is Goodbye. It's not our last song. We have one more song, and it took me a while to figure out my favorite last song, but this is still a good one. Goodbye by Mario with Crown J.
날 떠나가세요. Goodbye. 이제는 행복하세요. 지난 추억 속에 나를 지워요.
Baby, you the top of the girl. I wanna roll between the sheets all night. 너와 함께면 내 기분은 언제나 feel alright. 난 친구들과 사이도 네가 입은 청바지처럼 real tight. 내 말은 baby you fine. 다른 여잔 goodbye. 힘들어도 너와 같이 힘들게. 이게 우리 사이. 나와 제의 차이. Honey I don't goodbye. 난 알고 보면 good guy. You did.
다시 입 맞추지 못해요. 아직 기억에 선명한데. Oh, goodbye, goodbye. 참 즐거웠어요. Goodbye, goodbye. 날 떠나가세요. Goodbye. 이제는 행복하세요. 지난 추억 속에 나를 지워요.
가긴 어딜까? Please don't go. 여긴 너의 home sweet home. 화가 나서 한 말이라도 말이 oh. Goodbye가 웬 말이오. 쟨 안녕이라고 말하고 싶은데 영어 못해. ABC. You don't know girl. 말했잖아. Don't say goodbye, say hello.
그대와 내 약속이 이제 사라지고 있네요. 다른 사람 만나면 나 같은 사람이 져가요. Goodbye, goodbye. 참 즐거웠어요. Goodbye, goodbye. 날 떠나가세요. Goodbye. 이제는 행복하세요. 지난 추억 속에 나를 지워요. 우리 추억을 입을 맞추고 싶어. 지워지지가 않아. 그대와 내 약속이 이제 다 사라지고 다른 사람 만나면 나 같은 사람이 져가요. Don't cry, don't cry. 참 미안했어요. Don't cry, don't cry. 눈물을 닦아요. Don't cry. 하나만 약속해줘요. 못난 내 사랑에 아프지 마요. 나를 잊어요.
What's cracking, baby girl?
날 떠나가세요. 이제는 행복하세요. 지난 추억 속에 나를 지워요. 영원토록
너와 나 둘이 죽도록 가슴 닳도록.
All right, it's coming down to the wire. So, the last few answers. Jennifer Wood says, always smile, live life to the fullest. You never know when a moment was going to be your last. Siska, rules for life. You don't really have a specific rule, but just keep on going in life. Keep fighting. When you feel tired and obstacles get in your way, just cry, share with your close friends, and if you need prayer, pray, but keep going. Okay, Dory, keep on swimming, right? But it's true though. Alexis says, stay healthy and enjoy for a better life in the future. So keep your health. All right. Bree, your mantra has always been a quote by Tay, which is, if you're lucky enough to be different, don't ever change. And it humbles you and teaches you that all you have to do is just be yourself. Marilyn also coming at the last wire as well, saying, it's okay to be different. You don't have to be someone else just to fit in. What truly matters is how you value and respect and love yourself. All right. Time for our final thoughts. 상은, your final thoughts as we end our program. 우리 프로그램 마치면서 마지막 소감.
아직 사실 마지막이라는 게 실감은 안 나요. 왠지 월요일 되면 또 출근을 해야 될 것 같고.
It hasn't really hit her yet because when Monday comes, she's like, do I have to go to work? It's not there yet, right?
그래서 좀 더 아쉬운 게 큰 것 같아요. 아직 실감이 안 나서 뭔가 아직 나는 그만둔다는 뭔가 실감이 안 나는데 정말 이게 마지막이라고 하니까 너무 아쉽고.
Yeah, so for her, it's like she still feel like maybe there's a little bit more to do. So slight 아쉬움을 어떻게 영어로 표현해야 되지? It's emotive. It's not regrets. It's like just my brain is blanking on this. But it's just, I wish just for a little bit more, right? So I get that. Okay. Is there anything else? This is your time.
앞으로도 계속 보고 싶을 것 같아요.
Of course,
청취자들도 그렇고.
she's gonna want to see you guys in the future as well too, somewhere down the line. And so so I think she'll get the emotion part out of it a little bit later on. So 상은, thank you. My words. Didn't prepare anything like written down. In my head I have. First of all, number one person I want to thank is Sangin, right? Because, right? Again, she has been with me since the beginning, from day one. She helps me prepare the scripts. She helps me with the music. And she does a lot of the stuff that you just don't see behind the scenes. And even though most of you just see the back of her head, she's doing a lot of work, right? And I always say that because this show, even though I'm the voice of the show, it just does not work without Sangin with me. So I'm always grateful. And also, if there's a next show I do, 다음 프로그램이 생기면, I'm giving you a call. Right? I don't know where you'll be or if you have a different show, but I'm calling you because we work well together, I think. So 다음에 같이 일하기 바랍니다.
저도요.
Okay. And that comes to the end of our show today. Well, that's pretty much the only one she's the only one I really wanted to thank in the room, obviously. But for you guys, appreciate you, all of you. It's been fun. 2.5 years on this program has been great. This is my 5th show. I might have the record for the most shows in Arirang Radio over the past 15, almost some odd years. So that also means that I have a high likelihood of coming back sometime in the future as well. So it's not a goodbye. It's a smell you later. Because you just never know when it's going to happen. But in those 2.5 years, it's been a lot of fun being your DJ. It's been a lot of fun playing music with you guys. And I hope that I'll come back again pretty soon. But even if that doesn't happen, even if this is the last, be glad it happened, and continuing on. Life is a journey, not the destination. I know that's very cliche, but that's how I'm wrapping it up. So for our final time to say goodbye on the rest stop, it's Sangin and I to say goodbye. And our last song is Love and Remember. 사랑해 그리고 기억해. I will love and remember all of you guys. This is, of course, by G.O.D. So with that, take care, everyone. Signing off from the rest stop. Bye-bye.
바이바이.
사랑하는 사람을 보내야만 했던 모든 사람들에게 바칩니다. 돌아보면 너무나 아름다웠어. 내 인생의 다시 모든 순간들이었어. 너를 보면 보고 있으면 아무 이유 없이 눈물이 흐르고 그랬어. 모르겠어 영원히 잊지 못할 만큼 사랑했어 너를 보낼 수 없을 만큼 하지만 그만큼이 내 몫이 아니기에 내 것이 아님을 알기에
행복해 이제 널 보낼게 너의 그 사람에게 널 위해 흘릴 눈물만큼 넌 꼭 행복해야 해 사랑해 그리고 기억해 떠난 게 후회될 때 언제라도 나의 품에 돌아와도 돼
보내야 해 여기서 만족해야 해널 버리고 다짐을 해봐도 수없이 계속 내 자신을 타일러봐도 왼쪽 가슴만 구석이 너무 아파와 계속 눈에서 눈물이 흘러내려와 지나간 추억들 자꾸 돌아와 도대체 왜 이럴까 why
행복해 이제 널 보낼게 너의 그 사람에게 널 위해 흘릴 눈물만큼 넌 꼭 행복해야 해 사랑해 그리고 기억해